the frameworks that we are going to look at will be literally a game changer. If you are walking into a war and if you need multiple arsenals and armory for you to choose to shoot from to win the war or the competition, here you have at least 5 tools, and time permitting, maybe the 6th one, which is going to be shared. Each and every one of them by themselves has the power of a Brahmastra if properly utilized. The next few minutes, we'll understand what it really means for us. For example, when I started my career 30, 35, 38 years ago, to be precise, many of the jargons, many of the learning that we are going to share today all appear to be Greek and Latin, as they say. They appear to be somebody's reality, but not my reality. Till I decided to change the way in which I look at things. When I was able to see the world view, the world perspectives on how things can be, and I started taking like fish into water into many of these frameworks, it became much easier for me now to make them as my reality. For some of you, whatever I share at this moment might just look to be perspectives from someone who has experienced. But as they say, the only way in which we can make somebody else's perspective into your reality is by actually diving deep and practicing. As they say, how much ever I tell you how a mango is sweet, you will not understand till you actually taste it. It may not be sweet to you, but you still have to taste it. And for this to happen in the next 70 minutes or so, I would fervently request to do 2 things for sure, which children are really capable of doing. Still your mind and suspend prejudices, if at all. The moment you hear something, normal, immediate human tendency is to say, I have heard this before. I have checked this out before. I have practiced this out before. But in the current context, hearing this again with the practical experience of having implemented it might make a big difference. Next 1.5 hours, enjoy the ride. If you have a notebook and a pen, or maybe a laptop, take notes wherever you believe it's apt. At the end of the session, anyway, the PPT that you see on the screen will be made available to you for you to deep dive later. Each one is a gem by itself. Each one is a building block on which you can bring out a Taj Mahal or a wonderful building of your choice, an edifice that you would like to build, which is the future of your organization. The entire framework that I'm going to share, each one, the fundamental objective behind the framework is to ensure that we move the probabilistic nature of our businesses into more and more deterministic nature. What do I mean by it? When you look at probabilistic nature, it's almost like playing a game of dice. The element of chance is quite high. We hope, as they famously say, hope is not a strategy. We hope that the things we decide will fall in place. Somehow we'll come out of the best of product. Somehow we'll come out of the best of service. Somehow the people who are around us will support us to the hilt in full, and things will unfold. We'll get the best of EPS or earnings per share, or we'll get the best of return on investment if you are a small organization. Yet at the end of the day, or at the end of the financial quarter or the year, when the results negatively surprises us, we always wonder, where did we go wrong? Any seasoned business person, business leader, CEO will know the importance of removing the probabilistic nature of doing things. We can't jump into a pool where the depths are not known and still hope that my head will not bang on the floor. you have to make deterministic steps. Each of the framework that I shared, when implemented, they are very easy to implement if you just want to deep dive and do it. They will remove the probabilistic nature of the activities that you do, whether it's goal or strategy or whatever, and remove the obstacles which today become unpredictable in nature and make them more predictable and hence make it deterministic. I'm not saying that it can become 100%, but we can get closer and closer to the desired output. Here and there, of course, there will be deviations. Even for that, we'll see how to handle them. And of course, knowledge by itself has no meaning till that knowledge is put in